We could actually show you we can actually show you all the sizes of Speedy and how you can compare and how you could see they are different. I'm gonna put it like this too.
Okay.
How's that?
25, 35, 30,
In 25.
25, 40,
So
35.
today I'm gonna go through the Speedies and we're gonna show a little bit of history and also some of the Speedies that what you need to collect and what you need to see. So I'm gonna start with the biggest Speedy, Speedy 40. It's actually closer to the Kippo size. Kippo starts from Kippo 45, 50, and they have 60 and 65, I believe. And they are usually luggage bags, but Speedy 40 is between the luggage bag and everyday bag. So if you carry a lot of stuff every day, I would recommend Speedy 40. And a lot of ladies from Texas and Florida, they do love the old vintage and they've been asking about it. And Speedy sometimes, they do have a vintage Speedy from the 80s or 90s, but I'm not sure if they actually had the 40s back in the 80s, but I'm sure it came around 2000s. So Speedy 40 is really highly sought after size because, you know, some of the Americans or people from North America really prefer this size. Speedy 40 is a little bit also harder to find than the Speedy 35. I would say Speedy 35 is a little bit more common. So for the comparison of the sizes of Speedy 30 and Speedy 45, for the width-wise, they are quite similar, and you can see that they are about the same size. That's a Speedy 30 right on the side, but when you compare these right next to each other, you know the length of the Speedy 40 is much longer, but just like 5 centimeters longer. So for the ideas, the reason why they named it Speedy 25, 30, 35, and 40 is because of their length is being centimeter. You know, it's a European bag, so it's 25 centimeter on the length, 30 centimeter on the length, and 35 and 40. So they are, of course, a little bit bigger. And 35 is actually good size to carry it every day. So I know quite a few ladies just carries 35 every day, just to the work. I would say when you put the phone right here, this is this iPhone 15 Pro Max. It slides in really easy. When you put in the laptop, you know, iMac, little bit difficult to fit in, but iPad or any of the tablets, I think you can go like really easy, so it's quite nice. 35 is the one thing that you need to I think it's quite nice to carry. One thing that you can check on the Speedy on the sizes when you're not sure about that, you can see the logo, and under the logo you will see the Speedy 35 written right here. You don't actually see the size written. Some of the vintage bag, it's hard for you to see the font of this because they have these rough edges and sometimes you get worn off, but you will see under the tag there's a number written. Let me try to find some of the bag that actually does have the size written under. Yeah, here 40 has a size written on here. Could you actually show 40 right here? When you see the 40 really closely, you will see the size written over there. So one of the key marker that you can actually do to authenticate the bag is that if you actually see this number is written, and if the number is written with the font that we are consistent with the Louis Vuitton, then you already know it's an authentic bag. So Speedy 40 already has that. Speedy 35 also has that font. I'm gonna compare 35 and 30. So 30 is also quite common bag, and I think 30 is also sometimes a little bit more expensive on the retail value on a second-hand luxury market, because people do prefer 30 time to time. 30 is just a nice bag, tote bag to have it, and people all want 30, at least one of them. So today we have in Ebon, but also people love it in monogram, right? That's why it's sometimes harder to find. 30 and 35 right next to each other, you can see there's a little bit of difference, and you know that 30 is quite nice to carry. So 30 sometimes it's harder to find, but at the same time it's more desirable because of that. It's harder to find. From the side to side, there's not much of a difference, I will say. There could be some difference. Right? I just wanted to show you. And 30 is actually just really nice weight, so people do like carrying this every day too. And I'm gonna compare 30 and 25 now for the sizes. 25, there are some comments where some people think that Louis Vuitton made 25 size for the famous actress, Hollywood actress Audrey Hepburn, and she requested for the smaller Speedy because she's a little bit to the petite size. I don't know how much of that is true, but yeah, Speedy 20 is actually born from like 80s and 90s, and they are quite cute. For that reason, people do love to get 25. In my opinion, 25 was a little bit harder to find because a lot of people ask for it, and sometimes it's harder to find, especially in Asia. When women's a little bit smaller size, they actually ask for the smaller bags, and 25 is highly sought after. Can I
See the red bag, I think it came.
Okay, so we'll get back to you. Okay, we wanted to show you some of the Speedy 25 and 35, and as you can see, the difference is quite big. Almost 35 is quite bigger than Speedy 25. And I'm gonna try to wear them, maybe having to wear it so it might be a little bit easier for people to see. When you actually carry 40, it kind of looks like a like where it almost looks like a, so this is 40. So if you carry the 40, it's almost like a luggage bag, right? The style that you can go for is a little bit like a little bit of keyhole size, so it's a little bit to the bigger size. But when you actually do the 35, it's actually not so bad. It's not too big for you. This is I am, to be fair, I'm 5'9", so this could be not typical average size for older women, but so it's a little bit to the bigger size. So I'm gonna compare 30 now. When you actually wear them as a look, like holding like this as a tote, it's not so bad. But let me also hold them like this on the tote side. So actually, this is more of a look that you guys are gonna go for. 30 is a look that people typically picture yourself when you actually carry them, and 25 is a little bit to the smaller size, and so people would actually love just carrying it. It's just quite cute when they sit like this, right? So I'm gonna, I don't know, compare all of these all together to the side. It's kind of nice to look at all of these Speedy 25, 30, 30, 35, and 40. Kind of hold it like this. And actually holding it like this might be better. Or maybe other way. 1 second, like this. 40 on the bottom, 35, 30, and 25. Can you see all of the bags? Okay. Write us some more comments if you guys wanted to see more of the size comparison, and we'll go over some of the other size Speedy, like Speedy, Nano Speedy, or some other collections if you guys wanted to see that too. And we do